There we go. All right, welcome back to another Sip Around and Find Out. Today we have the Blind Taste Challenge, Kentucky versus Tennessee, in honor of the March Madness festivities going on. And we're going to put an end to a debate. Who can distill the better spirit, Kentucky or Tennessee? In our own unprofessional, professional opinion. What's going on, bro, Chacho? So what I have for you here, so you have 4 glasses labeled 1 through 4. I have them written down in the other room, what's in what container. So you can move the glasses around, left being your least favorite of the 4 of them, and all the way to the right, the one you like the best out of those 4. There's 2 Kentucky's distillery products, and there's 2 Tennessee distillery products. I only had, I have more than those 4, but I figured those 4 were a good representation of Kentucky products, and I don't have hardly any Tennessee products except for that Coy Hill that you got me. The other stuff has been begged or borrowed from El Padre. I was going to try to steal some of his Uncle Near's, but apparently that evaporated and disappeared.
Angel share.
Right, more like Dad's share. But whenever you're ready, go ahead and pick up whichever one you want. Don't feel like you have to drink the whole thing. If you just want to take a sip.
All right, number 1.
Behind glass number 1. If you want to drop water in any of them, you can drop some water in them and open them up.
Pretty good start.
It is a pretty healthy selection. I know there's going to be some hate in the comments on that Georgia Dickel sitting there in the end, but I needed 4 bottles for Tennessee, and I didn't have another one to pick from. So that was number 4. Dickel's kind of like, seems like it's kind of like 4 Roses. People either like it or they don't like it.
These are very different.
Oh yeah. That's the other thing too, is there's a few curveballs in this blind sampling because it's not all just bourbon or bourbon whiskey. There's a rye in there. The Michter's 10 rye being the rye, but you got everything from stuff you can find on the shelf to allocated and harder to find items like that Coy Hill and the Michter's 10, the Eagle Rare. Well, Eagle Rare seems to be showing up a little bit more often. I don't know if that's because of the hoopla going on with Canada at the moment, but I'm grateful it's more available. I'm not complaining about that at all. You can get a sip of water in between if you need to help rinse out the palate. And
I feel like number 2 stands out.
Number 2 is your...
Put that as the top pick.
Your top pick?
Sorting the others, there's going to be...
You're probably getting a little bombarded by a lot of...
Yeah, a lot of flavor.
I mean, there's a lot of flavor, a lot of complexity.
These are some rich flavors.
Just because it's the low end on your pick on these 4, I wouldn't say it's a bad...
Oh, these are all very good.
Or undesirable, yeah.
They're just different tastes. I think I know what number 2 is, but...
What do you think number 2 is?
I'm thinking it's the Michter's Straight Rye. It's a little smoother, a little bit lower proof. I only tasted that once ever before, but I remember it being a little more smooth, not as heavy on the back end. But these other are very flavorful. this number one is, the rest of these three are very similar. This number one has just a little extra flavor that kind of stands out amongst those two. A little,
like spicier flavor, or
um,
getting a like a vanilla caramel kind of.
almost yeah, I'd probably say like a little bit of a caramel, almost maybe even a toffee flavor added in.
Sounds about right. I should have did a recording before you came in to sip it.
These are all very good, though. I think I'm gonna.
I think I could have predicted your. Oh, maybe I wouldn't have predicted.
I think that's where I'm gonna roll.
I think that's where you're gonna sit at. A piece of paper. I'll show you. All right. So in glass number one, at the Coy Hill, which you have as your third favorite.
Very interesting.
Number two, you called it, it's the Michter Straight Rye, the 10-year. Number three is the Leap Year Sfork Bourbon.
Oh.
Those coin flipping whether to give you the Tennessee whiskey or the bourbon whiskey.
Yeah.
But those two are completely
Makes
different
sense.
from each other too. If you do a taste side by side on those two.
Mm-hmm.
And then number four was the Stag.
Okay. That's very interesting.
I think that having the rye in there was the only thing that kind of skewed the.
Yeah, and some people might even place that Michter's at the lowest of these. It probably has the least complex flavor, in my opinion.
It's probably the lowest proof.
It's just so smooth. So smooth on the sip, and it'd be a easy daily sipper, expensive daily sipper.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah.
Oh, cool. Thanks for swinging by and doing a blind.
Always good to sip around and find out.
Amen to that.